Is Australia heading for a deep recession or a depression? Let's have a look. Good evening, everyone. Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Today I'm here with my McDonald's drive-through coffee because if you've been following the community posts, Rachel and I just had our newest son today. You can see a picture of him on the community tab. Rachel and Edward are staying at the hospital for probably a couple of nights, and I've just made it back after passing out and having a nap in the ward. So it all went well, and it really makes me appreciate the true male privilege we all have, blokes, that we don't have to go through childbirth. You know, that trumps everything, to be honest. Bloody tough women going through it. So I thought, you know, in celebration of my son being born, we'd have a look at an article asking the question of, is Australia heading for a deep recession or a depression? Because, you know, he's already been born into a mountain of debt, unfortunately. So let's have a look at this piece written by James Hall. And thank you to everyone who's wished us well in the comments. We appreciate it. It's nice to read those notes when we're, you know, sitting there waiting for everything to get moving. Thank you very much. So let's have a look at this. The financial destruction of the once in a century, hopefully, crisis caused by the illness pandemic is forcing leading economists to shift the goalposts for the looming recession. Well, that's interesting because, I mean, going to a hospital amid this pandemic is something you kind of want to avoid, but there's hardly anyone there. You know, everyone's keeping their distance. When we arrived there, the whole waiting area was completely empty, so they've been very strict. Australia is now forecast to suffer 3 consecutive quarters of retractions due to its GDP, according to Westpac's April market outlook released this week. The report heaps praise, however, on the federal government's fiscal response, revising its expectation for unemployment from 17% down to 9% for the middle of the year due to the eye-watering $130 billion JobKeeper package. Well, I guess psychologically that'll have a difference. Remember, this is ABS figures. So if you're a fan of Roy Morgan, essentially double these. So instead of having, a 35% unemployment rate, we're probably heading for 18%. But the positive sentiment, drawing from the Morrison government's willingness to splash cash, won't last, the report warns. No, it won't. I mean, it's interesting because there are going to be some people that are better off with the JobKeeper payments than they are in their casual jobs. So I really hope those people use this as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to stash some money aside, build an emergency reserve, take advantage of the opportunity. Take advantage of it because it may not come again. It may not come again. Australian stocks have surged in value this week and closed nearly 3.5% higher at the close of trade on Thursday, but the heavy losses inflicted since mid-February will resume. Markets are currently buoyed by government's stimulus packages, according to the report from the Westpac chief economist Bill Evans. But as we move through the June quarter and stimulus packages fade into the background, the economic damage and pessimism around the virus will dominate markets. Well, yes, I mean, this is changing. It really is a once in a century or once in a lifetime event. It's going to change our entire economy. Prospects are now for a deep recession in 2020, with output to contract in March 0.7%, June 8.5%, and September quarter 0.6%, 8.5%. Westpac then expects the bounce to come, rising more than 5% into the December quarter and limiting the year's loss to 5% on the whole. Here's the thing, if we're taking, well, no, is that a 5% rise relative to now? Okay, I guess. The thing is, the more you lose to get back your return takes longer and longer. So extended lockdowns will cost $500 billion. And here's the thing, these lockdowns are also going to have a psychological impact. We're starting to see it already. People are getting antsy. People are getting annoyed. I'm concerned that this will cost people's lives with regards to the lockdown. The initial expectation was the illness would stall trade for a short period, resulting in a major hit to Australia's gross domestic product in the second quarter and then bounce back in the 3 months after. But the extended closing of society now being proposed by medical experts will likely impact the nation's economy for 2 quarters at least. Leading independent economist Saul Elslake told news.com.au this would lead to the already eye-watering cost of the pandemic blowing out exponentially. He said the federal government had so far committed more than $200 billion in stimulus packages. The state government had coughed up close to $50 billion, and all have missed out on at least $100 billion in taxes because of the crippling disruption to business and trade. Given almost all of the relief measures have a shelf life of 6 months, extending the support beyond 2 quarters would cost federal and state government at least $500 billion, he said. Here's the thing, what's going to happen? What's going to happen after these 6 months? And is there any historical precedent of this long a shutdown of an economy, of this long and extended period of isolation, of people getting fined for going over to a friend's house? What's the precedent for this? What's the psychological impact of this going to be? There could be pent-up demand for some industries, he said, but the holidays that aren't taken and the meals that aren't eaten, the visits to the cinema or theatre that aren't done, can't be replaced. So there are permanent losses. AMP Capital chief economist Shane Oliver said he expected the government to relax its shutdown in the coming months. Such an elongation to the shutdown in society, he said, would result in real damage to the broader economy. The bottom line will feed into construction and manufacturing, whereas at the moment it's mainly the service industries that are being heavily affected, he told news.com.au. Dr. Oliver said a longer period for industries being crippled by the virus could lead to a loss in GDP of 20 to 25%, which would be greater than the loss inflicted during the Great Depression. I mean, I'm going to repeat that. A longer period for industries being crippled by the virus could lead to a loss to GDP of 20 to 25%. That's shocking, isn't it? What's that going to do to a generation, guys? I mean, hopefully there'll be opportunities coming out of this. Hopefully people will learn. As you get further and further out, all the contractions that will occur will just start flatlining, Dr. Oliver said. So, and here they're looking at our daily increases. So hopefully things are looking better. But here's the thing, even when they get this under control, there could be re-emergence. We're in global economy. If another country doesn't control it, it could come back. And then we could have greater economic impacts. And then there's social and psychological impacts that come from that. So we could be looking at, what, a 5% or 8.7% and a 5% recovery. So a 5% fall overall. Or predictions or arguments for potentially a 20 to 25% cut in GDP if we have prolonged crippling of the economy. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Do you think it'll be a 5% cut this year? Or do you think the 20 to 25% is more likely? As always, please let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Which one do you think is more likely to happen? 5 or 25? I mean, that's a very scary prospect. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and you want to support us, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel here on YouTube or on Patreon for a small monthly fee. You can share the content and get the videos out there to help the channel grow. You can use our referral links at Amazon or eBay, where we receive a small advertiser's commission for any transactions you make. It doesn't cost you anything. We also have referral links at Independent Reserve or Kucoin for all the crypto traders out there. You can buy our merch from Teespring or the HeiseSays website. Handmade pocket squares by Rachel, you can see behind me. Limited supply now because, well, she's not going to be making anything for a while. And we also have Gold Pass if you want to send us Perth Mint Gold, and PayPal if you'd like to donate that way. Thanks everyone, have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.